Good morning students. In previous video, what is the video name? Subsequences. In previous video subsequences, we learned about sequences, subsequences and some theorems. This is subsequences 2. This video is subsequences 2. In previous video, just subsequences, we learned about definition of subsequences, sequences, boundedness, convergence and some theorems. In this video, I am going to explain some important theorems. Before explaining to you the theorems, I will remind you some important points. See here, what is the first point? Every convergent sequence is bounded. Every convergent sequence is bounded. Bounded means, first of all, what is the sequence? Sequence means nothing but a function. We denote sequence as Sn. Take Sn equals to 1 by n square is a function. What are the elements of Sn? 1 by 1 square, 1 by 2 square, 1 by 3 square and so on. That means where n, small n belongs to capital N. Capital N means natural number set. These are the elements of Sn. Okay, this is called sequence. What we write here? Every convergent sequence is bounded. Bounded means if a sequence has minimum value and maximum value, it is called bounded. Bounded means if a sequence has minimum value means lower bound. If a sequence has minimum value and maximum value means upper bound. If a sequence has both lower bound and upper bound, it is called bounded. Every convergent sequence is bounded. What is the meaning of convergent? Convergent means if the sequence has a limit, then it is convergent. What is the limit of the Sn? Limit n tends to, where we find the limit? Maximum value of n. N is always, we take n is always maximum. Maximum means infinity. Limit n tends to infinity. What is the value of 1 by n square? Equals to 1 by infinity square. That means 0. This is the limit of this sequence. Sn equals to 1 by n square. That means Sn has limit. What is the limit? 0. So it is convergent. If a sequence has limit, we say it is convergent. What is the first point? Every convergent sequence. Is this a convergent sequence or not? First of all, this is a sequence and it is also converges to 0. So this is convergent sequence. If a sequence is convergent sequence, automatically it is bounded. Okay? But every bounded sequence need not be convergent. What is the meaning of this one? If it is convergent, see here. Every convergent sequence is bounded. Means if a sequence has limit, then it is automatically a bounded sequence. But every bounded sequence need not be a convergent. See here one example, Sn equals to minus 1 whole power n is a sequence where n belongs to capital N. That means natural number set. What are the elements of Sn? First we put 1 in n place. What we get? Minus 1 whole power 1. That means minus 1. Next put n equals to 2. That means minus 1 whole square plus 1. Put n equals to 3. Minus 1 whole cube. That means minus 1. Next 1. Minus 1. 1 and so on like this. What are the elements of Sn? Minus 1 and 1 only. What is the lower bound here? Minus 1 is the lower bound. What is the upper bound? Plus 1 is the upper bound. So Sn is bounded sequence. Is it clear or not? Sn has the elements minus 1, 1, minus 1, minus 1, okay, and so on. In this elements, what is the least value? Minus 1. So we call lower bound. What is the maximum value? Plus 1. So it is upper bound. So Sn has both lower bound and upper bound. So Sn is bounded. Okay, clear. Where Sn equals to minus 1 whole power n. This is the bounded sequence. Okay. But every bounded sequence need not be convergent. Convergent means if a sequence has limit, it is convergent. So I am going to find the limit. Where we find the limit? We always find the maximum value of n. That means we find limit at n tends to infinity. Minus 1 whole power n equals to what? what we get? Minus 1 whole power infinity. If infinity is positive, we get minus 1. If infinity is even, we get plus 1. If infinity is odd, we get minus 1. So we don't say the exact limit value of Sn. So there is no, Sn has no limit. Sn has no limit. That implies Sn is not convergent, that is divergent. So, but what we say here? Every bounded sequence need not be convergent. Okay, is it clear? Every convergent sequence is bounded. If a sequence is convergent, automatically it is bounded. But bounded sequence need not be convergent. That means if a sequence is bounded, is it convergent or divergent? Next, second point. Every convergent sequence is monotonic. Every convergent sequence is monotonic. Monotonic means, I explained in previous video, what is monotonic? Monotonic means if a sequence is increasing or decreasing, we say it is monotonic. See what we write, Sn equals to 1 by n square. What are the elements? 1, 1 by 4, 1 by 9, 1 by 16 and so on. Is this increasing or decreasing sequence? 1, 1 by 4, 1 by 9, this is decreasing sequence. So Sn equals to 1 by n square is a monotonically decreasing sequence, or simply say monotonic sequence. Okay. What we write here? Every convergent sequence is monotonic. That means if a sequence is convergent, convergent means limit. If a sequence has limit, it is monotonic. What is the limit of 1 by n square? Already we find here. What is the limit of 1 by n square? 0. So it is convergent. That means it is decreasing sequence, monotonically decreasing sequence. See here. Every convergent sequence is monotonic, means if a sequence has limit, then it is either decreasing or increasing. But every monotonic sequence need not be converged. That means if a sequence is increasing or decreasing, then need not be a converge. Then that means it has either limit, it may not be a limit. See here, example, Sn equals to n. Sn equals to n is a sequence. What are the elements of Sn? 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Is it decreasing or increasing? Increasing sequence. Okay, this is a monotonic sequence. It is monotonically increasing sequence. We have to check, is it converge or not? For finding is the given sequence is convergent, what we find here? The limit. What is the limit of n? Limit n tends to infinity. What is the value of n equals to infinity? Infinity means no limit point. That means, but every monotonic sequence need not be convergent. Okay. See, every convergent sequence is monotonic, but every monotonic sequence need not be convergent. It may convergent or may not be convergent. The third point. A sequence to an unique limit. A sequence converges to an unique limit. If a sequence is converges, that means it has only unique limit. Unique limit means it has only one limit. What is the limit of 1 by n square? 0. What is the limit of minus 1 whole power n? What we get here? If n is even, we get plus 1. If n is odd, we get minus 1. That means it has no limit. If a sequence has limit, that means it has only unique, only one limit it has. A sequence converges to an unique limit. If a sequence is converges, then it has only one limit, not 2, 3, 4 limits. Next, fourth point. If a sequence converges, then every sequence converges to the same limit. If a sequence converges, then every subsequence converges to the same limit. What is the meaning of this one? Sn is a sequence. What is this? What is the sequence here? 1 by n square. What are the elements of 1 by square? 1 by 4, 1 by 9 and so on. I take one subsequence in this. What is the subsequence? Snk. Snk. Let Snk is the subsequence of Sn. What are the? I took only even numbers. That means 1 by 4, 1 by 16, 1 by 36 and so on. What is the function here? What is the function here? 1 by 2n square is the function. What is the sequence you have? 1 by n square is the sequence. What is the subsequence? We take only even terms. That means what is the function of the subsequence? 1 by 2n square. If you put 1, what we get? 1 by 2n whole square. That means 2 into 1, 2. 2 square means 4. 1 by 4. If we put 2, we get 2 into 2. 4. 4 square is 16. Like this. Now I am going to find the limit of subsequence. What is the subsequence here? 1 by 2n square is the subsequence. We find the limit at where n tends to infinity. What we get? 1 by 2 infinity square. What is the value of 1 by infinity? 0. So we get the same limit what is the sequence has. Already we find the limit of 1 by n square. What we get? 0. This is the limit of sequence. Now we find the sequence limit of subsequence. What we get? Same limit, 0. So if a sequence converges, then every subsequence converges to the same limit. If suppose example Sn is a sequence, the limit of the sequence is 3. Then I take one subsequence Snk. Then what is the limit of that Snk? 3 also. 3 only. Okay. Next point. All bounded monotone sequences are convergent. What is the meaning of this? First I take a sequence. Which type of sequence? Bounded sequence. That means it has a lower bound and upper bound. And another one is monotone sequence. That is either decreasing or increasing. I take one sequence. It is, first of all, it is bounded and it is monotone, means increasing or decreasing. If a sequence is both bounded and monotone, automatically what it is? Converges. There is no need to check the limit. What is the meaning of this? Sn is a sequence, and what we have? Sn is bounded and Sn is monotone. Then automatically what we write here? Sn is converges. There is no need to check the limit. Okay. Next, dominant term. Do you know the meaning of dominant? Dominate means great or big or large. This type of meaning we have. Dominant means authority, great, big, large. That means in this sequence also it has same meaning. See here. If a term is dominant means if a term is dominant in a sequence, that means it is greater than every term in that sequence. I write 1 by 4, 1 by 16, 1 by 25 and so on. What is the sequence is? 1 by n square is the sequence. What are the elements in this? 1 by 4, 1 by 16, 1 by 25 and so on. Which element is the greater than every term? What is the element? Here 1 is the greater than every element. So we call 1 is dominant term. See here. If a term is a dominant term in a sequence, that means it is greater than every term in that sequence. If a term is greater than every term in that sequence, we call it as dominant term. Let Sn is a sequence. What are the elements here? S capital N, S1, S2, S3, S4 and so on, Sn and so on, Sm and so on, something like this. What are the elements of this sequence? S1, S2, S3, S4, Sn, Sm and so on, like this. If Sn is a dominant term, let Sn is a dominant term, then what we write here? Sn greater than Sm for all m greater than n. We take m greater than n means what? See, what is the meaning of m greater than n? See here. The sequence Sn has that elements S1, S2, S3, S4, S5. What are the elements of Sn? S1, S2, S3, S4. Let S2 is the dominant term. What is the dominant term here? S2 is the dominant term. S2 means what is the value of 2? N is, what is the value of n here? 2. if I take m greater than n, that means I take the values greater than n, that means s3, s4, s5. What is the meaning of m greater than n? We take the values greater than n, that means n plus 1, n plus 2, and so on, like this. What is the greater the value of n means n plus 1, n plus 2, and so on. If we for all m greater than n, Sn is the greatest term of the remaining terms. Is it clear or not? For any for you, if n is great, if Sn is the dominant term, we take n is the dominant, Sn is the dominant term. Now I take greater than n terms, that means n plus 1 term, n plus 2 term, n plus 3 term, Sn plus 1, Sn plus 2, Sn plus 3. These are also less than the dominant term Sn. So we call Sn is the dominant term. That means it is greater than every term in that sequence. Next, Cauchy sequence. A sequence Sn of real numbers is called a Cauchy sequence if for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a number n such that m comma n greater than n, that implies mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon. What is the definition of Cauchy sequence? Convergent sequence means its limit exists. If a sequence has limit, we say convergent sequence. What is the meaning of Cauchy sequence? A sequence Sn of a real number is called a Cauchy sequence. Let Sn is a sequence. Now we say Sn is Cauchy sequence. When we say it is Cauchy, if for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a number capital N, means natural number set, such that m comma n greater than n. M comma n greater than n means we take m n as large value, means infinity. That implies mod Sn minus Sm. Sn is a sequence where Sm also another sequence. The difference between Sn minus Sm is less than epsilon, where epsilon is very small value, positive value. The difference between less than epsilon means very, very small value. This is the condition of Cauchy sequence. Then we say the sequence Sn is the Cauchy sequence, not Sm. Okay, is it clear? If a sequence Sn is, say, Cauchy sequence, when we call it is Cauchy sequence, if for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a number capital N such that m comma n greater than capital N. That means we take n comma m are very large values. That means infinity. N tends to infinity, m tends to infinity. Mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon. This is the condition of Cauchy sequence. Okay. Note, every convergent sequence is a Cauchy sequence. See here, Sn is a convergent sequence. What we take Sn is a convergent sequence. Now I take another sequence Sm. Sm is also convergent. Convergence means mod Sn minus S less than epsilon, mod Sm minus S less than epsilon. That implies what we get here, mod Sn minus Sm less than epsilon. So every convergent sequence is Cauchy sequence. Conversely, every Cauchy sequence also convergent. If a sequence is convergent, then automatically it is a Cauchy sequence. If a sequence is Cauchy sequence, then automatically it is a convergent sequence. Next, see here, most important theorem is this. Every sequence Sn has a monotonic subsequence. Every sequence Sn. What is the sequence here? Sn is a sequence. It has a monotonic subsequence. Every sequence has a subsequence. There is no problem. What is the theorem here? Every sequence Sn has a monotonic subsequence. That means Sn is a sequence. We know every sequence has a subsequence, but we have to prove which type of subsequence it has. Monotonic subsequence means that subsequence is either decreasing or increasing. We have to prove the subsequence of Sn is increasing or decreasing. Is it clear? See here, given Sn is a sequence, what we have? Sn is a sequence. What we have to prove here? this sequence has a monotonic subsequence. For this I take, let nth term is the dominant term. What are the elements of Sn here? S1, S2, S3 and so on, Sn plus 1, Sn plus 2 and so on up to infinity terms the sequence Sn has. In these elements nth term, that means Sn is the dominant term. That means Sn is greater than all terms. See here, that implies it is greater than every term in Sn. That implies Sm less than Sn, where Sm is another term. That means Sn greater than Sm. Is it both are same or not? Sm less than Sn means Sn greater than Sm, where M belongs to capital N. Okay, this is equation number 1. Next, see here. Case 1. Suppose if there are infinitely many dominant terms in Sn. What we suppose here, Sn is a sequence. What are the elements in S1, S2, S3 are the elements of Sn. We let Sn is the dominant term. But here, what we suppose here, there are infinitely many dominant terms in Sn. That means there are infinitely many dominant terms, not one. And let Snk is the subsequence of Sn. What are the elements of Snk? Be a sequence consisting only dominating terms. See, Sn is a sequence. First we let it has a dominating term Sn. In case 1, what we let here? The sequence Sn has many dominating terms. That means more than 1, 2, 3, 4 or suppose some 10 dominant terms are there. Now I let that 10 dominant terms as a subsequence. I take that dominant term in a subsequence. What is that subsequence here? Snk is a subsequence of Sn. What are the elements of subsequence Snk? All dominating terms. So Snk is a subsequence of Sn. Sn has all types of terms. We take only dominating terms from Sn. What is the sequence, that one? Snk. So we take the terms from Sn. So Snk is a subsequence of Sn. Okay. Then Snk has many dominating terms. That means Snk plus 1, Snk plus 2, Snk plus 3. What are the elements of Snk? Snk plus 1, Snk plus 2. These are all the elements of Snk. Then Snk less than Snk. That means for all k. That means in all these all dominating terms, which is the dominating term here? Snk. Snk is the dominating term. See here. Now I take a subsequence Snk. What are the elements of subsequence K? All dominating terms. What are the terms? All dominating terms. Snk, Snk plus 1, Snk plus 2, like this. Is it increasing or decreasing? K plus 1, K plus 2, K plus 3. This is increasing sequence. This is a increasing sequence. From these all dominating terms, which is dominating term? Snk. Snk is the dominating term of all these dominating terms. Okay. We take all dominating term as a sequence from Sn. So we call it as subsequence. In subsequence Snk, what are the elements here? All dominating terms. In all dominating terms, one element is also a dominating term to all remaining dominant terms. That is, I let Snk. So Snk is greater than Snk plus 1 for all k. That means Snk plus 1, Snk plus 2 all are small value than Snk. That means from 1, Snk is a decreasing sequence. Decreasing sequence means actually what are the elements of Snk? Snk plus 1, Snk plus 2, first Snk plus 1, Snk plus like this. We think it is increasing. But what is the dominating term in this? First term is the dominating term. That means first term is greater than all remaining terms. That means first term is greater, means infinity and so on, 3, 2, 1, the terms like this. Is it clear or not? If first term is larger, 7, remaining terms of less than 7 means 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is the all dominating term set. Let that set is dominating term set is SNK. SNK is a dominating term set. What are the dominating terms? 7, 6, 5, 4. What we let here, SNK is the dominating term from all these dominating terms. What is dominating term here? 7 is the dominating term. So remaining elements are less than this dominating term. So the given subsequence is decreasing sequence. This, so from 1, SNK is a decreasing sequence. Decreasing means SNK is a monotonic sequence. That okay na? Decreasing means either increasing or decreasing, we call monotonic sequence. Therefore SNK is a monotonic sequence. Therefore SN has a monotonic decreasing subsequence. First we take a sequence SN. We let SN has dominating terms, some dominating terms. We take all dominating terms as a subsequence. From all dominating terms, one element is the all dominating term than remaining dominant terms. So first term is the, I let it, first term is the dominating term from remaining dominant terms. So if first term is dominating, then remaining terms are less than the first term. That means it is a decreasing sequence. Decreasing means SNK is a monotonic sequence. Therefore SN has a monotonic decreasing subsequence. Next, case 2. Suppose if there are only finitely many dominant terms. What we take in case 1? SN has infinitely many dominant terms. There is a lot of dominant terms we let. Here we let SN has finitely, that means limited dominant terms. Select n, capital N, so that SN is the last dominant term. Now I take least dominant term, means this is the least value of all dominating terms. SN, what are the elements of SNK? SN1, SN2 and so on, SNK and so on like this. Now I let SN1 is the least dominant term, means remaining terms are greater than this one. The first term is least. What is the meaning? If in a sequence the first term is least, then next number is greater and next number is greater, next number is greater like this. That means it is increasing sequence. See here, suppose if there are infinitely many dominating terms in SN, and let SNK be a suppose if there are only finitely many dominating terms, finitely means limited. Select capital N so that SN is the last dominant term of SN. SN is the smallest dominating term of remaining dominant terms. Let N1 greater than capital N. SN1 cannot be a last dominant term. Then there exists N2 greater than N1 such that SN2 less than SN1. First we let SN is the last dominant term. After that what we get here, SN2 is the one of the least dominant term. Repeating the above process same, we find what we find here, nk greater than nk minus 1 greater than and so on, n3 greater than n2 greater than n1. SN1 is the least dominating term. Just I write reverse, n1 less than, n2 less than, n3 less than and so on, nk. These are the values of capital N. Now I write elements of the subsequence SNK. What are the elements here? SN1, SN2, SN3, SNK and so on. What is the relation between less than or equal to, less than or equal to, less than or equal, less than or? That means it is an increasing sequence. 1 less than, 2 less than, 3 less than, 4 less than and so on. Is it right or not? That means it is increasing sequence. Similarly, SN1 less than, SN2 less than, SN3 less than or equal and so on, SNK minus 1 less than or equal to SNK means SNK is an increasing sequence. In case 1, what we let here, suppose Sn has infinitely many dominating terms. Infinitely means lot of dominating terms. Next, we take a subsequence. In this sequence, what it consists? Only dominating terms. So Snk is a subsequence of Sn. Now I take a term from dominating terms. Which type of term? This is dominating term of all the remaining dominant term. So we write what we write here, Snk is a decreasing sequence. Next, now we take, suppose if there are only finitely, that means limited dominating terms. Now we take last dominant term, that means this is the smallest of remaining dominating terms. See next. Repeating the above process. See here, n1 is the least dominating term. n2 is also a least dominating term from these dominating terms. What is the least dominating term? n1. What is the next least dominating term? n2. What is the next least dominating term? n3. And that implies n1 less than n2 less than n3 and so on, like this. These are limited. Limited means finite means n1 to nk, limited dominating terms. That implies what are the elements of subsequence? Sn1, Sn2, Sn3 and so on, like this. So Snk is a increasing sequence. Therefore the sequence Sn has see here, therefore the sequence Sn has monotonic increasing subsequence. Therefore every sequence has monotonic subsequent sequence. Monotonic means either decreasing or increasing. Next theorem. What is the theorem? Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. It is most important theorem. What is the theorem name? Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. See statement. What is the statement here? Every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. Every bounded sequence has a convergent sequence. Which type of sequence is bounded sequence? Just bounded, not convergent. In some important rules we learned what we learned. If a sequence is convergent, automatically it is bounded. If a sequence is bounded, need not be a convergent. Here we take only bounded sequence. Is it convergent or divergent? Okay. But this sequence has a subsequence. Which type of subsequence? Convergent subsequence. Now we have to prove we take just bounded sequence, but we prove the subsequence of this bounded sequence is convergent. Okay, is it clear or not? The given sequence is just bounded, but what we have to prove here, we take a subsequence from this sequence. We have to prove this sequence is convergent. Okay, see, let Sn be a bounded sequence. Let Snk is the subsequence of Sn. Okay, we have a rule. Every bounded sequence has a bounded subsequence. If a sequence is bounded, then subsequence also bounded. So, but we know subsequence of bounded sequence is bounded. Sn is bounded. Then automatically Snk, the subsequence Snk also bounded. That implies Snk is a bounded sequence. What here given? What we have here, the sequence is bounded, so automatically the subsequence also bounded. Okay, is it clear? But we know all bounded monotone sequence are convergent. Do you know this theorem? Before theorem is that only. Every sequence has a monotonic subsequence. No, this not this one. See here, we write here. The sequence, this not this one. See. See here, the point 5. All bounded monotonic sequences are convergent. If a sequence is bounded and monotone, then automatically it is convergence. This is the rule. See here, See here. But we know all bounded monotone sequences are convergent. But what we have here, only bounded sequence. If a sequence is bounded, automatically the subsequence also bounded. What we have to show here, this subsequence is convergent. If a subsequence is, when the subsequence is convergent, it is bounded and monotone, then automatically it is convergent. Already our subsequence is bounded. Then what we have to show here, this subsequence is monotone. That means this subsequence is monotone. That means it is decreasing or increasing. First we have a sequence Sn. Which type of sequence is bounded sequence? Automatically the subsequent, let Snk is a subsequence of Sn. Automatically it is also a bounded. What we have to show here, Snk is convergent. What is the rule of convergence? If a sequence is bounded and monotone, then it is convergent. Already the subsequence is bounded. If the subsequence is monotone, then automatically it is convergent. So now I am going to show Snk is monotone. That means I am going to show the subsequence of a sequence is monotone. See here. What is the theorem here? Every sequence has a monotonic subsequence. In previous theorem, what we learnt here? Every sequence has a monotonic subsequence. That means here also a sequence we have a sequence. Is it bounded or not? That's another matter. Just see, it is the sequence. It has a subsequence. In previous theorem what we learnt, every sequence has monotone sequence. Simply that means this subsequence is monotone and this sequence is bounded, then automatically the subsequence also bounded. Both bounded and monotone, then we say the subsequence is convergent. So I wrote here same theorem. What we learnt before, what we write in this theorem, I wrote this theorem as it is in Bolzano-Weierstrass theorem. See here, we have just bounded sequence. What we have to show here, subsequence is convergent. If sequence is bounded, then automatically subsequence also bounded. What we have to show here, subsequence convergent. That means already the sequence bounded. Now we just show the subsequence is monotone. That means previous theorem I write same. See, suppose if there let nth term is dominant term, it is greater than every term, case 1. Suppose if there are infinitely many dominant terms Sn, and let Snk be a subsequence consisting only dominating terms. Therefore Snk is a subsequence of Sn. That implies Snk is decreasing sequence. That implies Sn has monotonic decreasing sequence. In case 2, suppose if there are finitely many dominating terms, so that Sn is the last dominant term of Sn. Let n1 greater than n2 n1 less than n2 less than n3 and so on, nk minus 1 nk. So this is Snk is a increasing sequence. Therefore Sn has monotonic increasing subsequence from case 1 from case 2. Therefore that implies Snk is a monotonic subsequence. Already we know Snk is bounded. In above sentence it is monotone. If a sequence is both bounded and monotone, it is a convergent. Therefore every bounded sequence has a convergent subsequence. Okay, is it clear?